Thank you for turning to page 121. Before I get on to today's topic, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Honor Grandfather. This is the Kickstarter that is ending up on November 18th, which is just a few days from now. The Kickstarter itself is getting close to funding, but still needs some help. I don't work with Cheese Weasel. I have nothing to do with this game beyond the fact that I am one of the backers, and yes, I would really like to play this game. So I'm encouraging everybody who can to go ahead and help out, and let's get this thing funded. Now on to today's topic. Okay, today's topic, my top 10 favorite traveler supplements. There's arguably one adventure in here, and I want to explain my criteria a little bit. I did not include any rule sets, so no Mayday, no Snapshot, because those are arguably different games, sub games of Traveler. And there's kind of an exception to that in my top 10 too. But all I wanted to do was show the ones that I consider to be my favorite for either quality of the product or sentimental reasons, or in most cases, both. So that's my criteria. Here I go. Starting with number 10. Number 10 is the Regency Sourcebook. Oops. The Regency Sourcebook for Keepers of the Flame. This gives us our Traveler of the New Era look at what was going on behind the claw at the time of the Traveler of the New Era. It gave us another area to play in. And I did a little bit with it, but not much. I did enjoy reading it, and I still do enjoy reading it. This was published in the late 90s toward the tail end of the New Era, but it was just to give us a different place to play other than the Regency, the RCES. So there we have number 10, the Regency Sourcebook, Keepers of the Flame. Number 9, if you've been following my channel for a while, this one should not be a surprise. The Rebellion Sourcebook. This one is a sentimental favorite of mine. It's a book that was out in the late 80s. I liked the Rebellion when I started it. I liked the Rebellion straight through up until Virus. And that's more really at a tail end of the Rebellion and New Era. But I did like the Rebellion Sourcebook because there was just so many cool ideas in this book. And as I said, if you followed my channel for a while, you know I've been doing the Factions of the Rebellion for about the last year or so. I'm almost done with that series. And so number 9 comes in, Rebellion Sourcebook for Mega Traveler. Number 8. Number 8, it was kind of hard to pick a favorite from GURPS, but Behind the Claw won because, again, Spinward Marches. My campaigns primarily have been in the Spinward Marches. I've GM'd in other areas, but primarily I've been Behind the Claw or in regions thereabout. And I really like this take on Behind the Claw. The Spinward Marches Sourcebook, it was by Martin Doherty and Neil Fryer. This was for the GURPS system, and this was in the Laurenverse. What if the assassination had not happened? And that was the other thing I kind of liked about this. It was kind of neat to see the worlds just kind of going along as opposed to Keeper of the Flame, where we saw what happened after the New Era began. So there we go. Next up is one that's arguably a rule book, but so many cool ideas come out of it that I'm definitely going to include it. I think it's the best book of the Traveler 4 or Mark Miller's Travelers era, Pocket Empires. I did a video on this one, about a year ago, just talking about what's in here and what kind of fun you can have with this. It is arguably its own game, so I'm kind of breaking my own criteria there, but I don't care. It's my top 10 list. So there you go, Pocket Empires. Next up, going back to Classic Traveler, Tarsus, World Beyond the Frontier. This is an outstanding box set. If you can get your hands on a copy of this, PDF, or they're not that expensive on secondary sources like eBay, I'd recommend it. There's just so much fun in this box. I played the heck out of Tarsus. It was the center of a lot of my games in the early to mid 80s. Lots of stuff in this box. Again, this is another one I took a look at on the channel a year or two ago. Next up, something with a bit of a newer flavor. The Pirates of Drinnax. This is a gorgeous set. This was a birthday gift for my very considerate wife, or Christmas gift rather, for my very considerate wife last year. And I haven't had an opportunity to run it yet, but I have enjoyed reading it. This is an excellent set and absolutely worth getting. I recommend the box version if you can get it, but if you can't, even the PDF is definitely worth reading. I really enjoy the Pirates of Drinax as a sandbox and as just the overall setting. So coming out of this one, this guy's heavy. This one is arguably an adventure, and technically not a supplement so much as it is an issue of the Mega Traveler Journal, The Lords of Thunder. This is the fourth and last issue of Digest Group's Mega Traveler Journal, and it's a publication of the Keith Brothers' excellent Lords of Thunder, with an ad for AI, a game of the future that never came out from Digest Group. So this just is a lot of fun. This is available on secondary markets. I know that the Mega Traveler Journal has been out of print, and all the Digest Group stuff is locked away for various copyright reasons I'm not going to get into here. But I do recommend this, and I know that this is available in secondary markets because I bought a copy of this not too long ago on a secondary market a year or two ago for about $15. So I do know that this one is available. It gives us the Lords of Thunder, the Kukri, and their plans to take out all the carnivores in the galaxy. Okay, next up, and this one I'm cheating a little bit too because it's technically two books. It's Supplement 8 and Supplement 11 from the original Traveler, the LBBs, the Little Black Books, Library Data A through M and N through Z. I remember when I got my hands on these guys back in the early 80s, this was kind of my intro to Traveler, especially to the official Traveler universe, and I just dog-eared the heck out of these things. I love these two supplements. They are some of my absolute favorite Traveler writing, and I still refer to them to this day. So again, I'm breaking my own rules. There's technically two here, but they two make up one piece. Now I'm down to number 2, and this was a hard choice because number 2 and number 1, if you ask me in a week or two, I may flip-flop. But for right now, number 2 is Starship Operator's Manual, Volume 1. Another Digest Game Group Publications. Anybody that's been following Traveler for a while knows that we never saw the Volume 2. This was published in, I think, 88. Just a really nice book. I think it's one of the best books put out, certainly of the 80s, if not of all time for Traveler. That's why it's my number 2. And like I said, if you ask me in a week, I might flip-flop these and say, well, this is number 1 and the following one is number 2. But for today, for this video, Starship Operator's Manual Volume 1 is number 2 of my top 10. And here we go, number 1 of my top 10. This is the supplement I found to be just really enjoyable, and my current favorite, Traveler the Third Imperium. If you're looking for background of the official Traveler universe, if you're looking for history of the Imperium, why things work the way they work, this book pretty much answers all the questions. This is a Mongoose publication. This was out a couple of years ago, and I've featured many things out of it on my channel. I've also taken a full look at this on my channel, so those are available in my back history. Not only do you get this outstanding book, you get a sector map of core. It's just really good. I recommend this one highly, and that is my current number 1. And I had a hard time choosing between number 2 and number 1 as to which one got the number 1. But for right now, Traveler the Third Imperium is going as my number 1. So there you have it. That's a quick look at my Traveler Top 10 supplements. I'm thinking of doing maybe a top 5 classic adventures sometime down the line. I haven't decided on that yet. Let me know what you think if you're interested in that. But for right now, that is my top 10. I'm interested in your comments. Go ahead and list your top 10 if you wish. And if you like what you heard and saw, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on page 121. Thank you for turning to page 121. I'm going to look at this. I'll append both of those at the end.